Morning folks, Massey Dave. Monday morning, hope you're all well. Comments and likes, welcome new subscribers and anybody else who's joining in this show. So yeah, didn't do much yesterday. Had a quiet day, first time in a while. Anyway, down here this morning, get on with some plumbing on that shortly. We've just been wrapping and packing a few parts to send off to a customer. Rear light arms and some light fittings, etc., which are now getting very hard to get. So get those booked on the carrier, and then let's crack on with this and get some of this here pipe work. It's on the floor there, in and around that. Now, this is where it starts to look messy from now on. Obviously you got auxiliary pump here, which does your spool valve, your multi-power and your diff lock. So we got pipe from the pump which goes down inside to that block down there. It comes out of that block on this pipe which goes back over to the spool valve. From the spool valve it then returns back down here, down through a T there, oil cooler, back through that filter housing, back up this pipe here, that one there, which then joins on the top of the gearbox via a T, which then has got a small hole in it. It sends some oil down into the top of the gearbox, and then the bulk of it then comes back through this pipe here, which is another one awkward to fit on, back to the tank. Obviously you got your reservoir here for oil, and the drop box which is linked on that pipe down the bottom there. Suction pipe, obviously filter we put in the other day. There's about 40 odd litres that goes in this tank and the drop box. Also, we've still got pipes to put on the spool valve there, which then all run off that way. And this one has obviously got the third spool, so there's even more pipes to go in. We then got a supply from that T there, which comes up and goes to that one for your multi-power. Another supply off the other little bit down there, which comes up to the supply for the diff lock, which is going to be here. Then you have your return from your diff lock back into that one. You have a leak off pipe off the bottom of that valve, which comes to that one, so spare oil is shot into the front of the gearbox. I think I've got it in the right way around from my memory. Obviously not tightened everything up yet, but we're still working on it. And I say everything just starts to look messy from now on, but it's as clear as mud. On the 1250 on the back here, unlike the 1200, this union inside here it's got a very small restriction in it, which the purpose of that, it puts the back pressure into this pipe. Also you got your power coming from that valve down there to this one. That restriction puts the pressure in the system to give you your pressure for your multi-power. If you didn't have that, it would just literally free flow, pressure in and out. You wouldn't have the PSI in the system to operate the multi-power or the diff lock valve. So whereas the 1200, the pipe from there comes up here and runs straight back into the top of the gearbox. I think it is. Yeah, it certainly comes up here from the supply on the top, which runs the opposite way around. It comes from that valve in this way into there and then back round into that one. A few more pipes in. We got the two lines that go to the steering ram in. We got the supply that comes up from the valve down there, which that will go up to the orbital. It's just stuck in the top of the tank. We have the return line here from the orbital back to the tank. And obviously two ends there ready to go on when the rest materialises here, which is sat over there. I think we're running out of pipes now. We just got that lot there to get fed through this red tube and some cables, and they can be laid out and connected up down onto the spool valve down there. Pushing and shoving later, we've got 6 hoses through the sleeve laid out in here roughly ready. I realised I haven't got the quick fit couplings. I thought I had some on the shelf, but I didn't. So they're in there ready. And we have numbered them up so we know which one's which. So we've got 1, 2 and 3. So you obviously your pressure out on the top, you've got your big return on the bottom. So we'll find a suitable spanner and start doing those up. But yeah, it's all starting to get a little bit less space in here now. We're chipping away slowly at these. I say there isn't a lot of room, get focused in, to get any spanners on these. It's a case of using crow's foot spanners to get in there and then a socket on it to do those. We've got 2 more to go. But hopefully they're tight. I just hope when we get them fired up, nothing leaks here, because it's, I say, with a cab on, it'd be damn near impossible because there isn't a lot of room. But let's find the next 2 and get those on. Right, well, we got these here fan units, which you saw the other day. And I thought, let's get the nuts and bolts, put them in. Then I remembered fans weren't in here. So yeah, we're gonna have to remark a couple of the holes to be able to bolt them in properly, because the fixings aren't the same, but let's say they do fit in there a treat size-wise. So let's get one nut and bolt in on that hole down there, and then we can mark out where we got to drill some more holes. We're in the cab here, we got the flappy bit put in after I cleaned the threads out and sorted the holes out. Original cables in, which works. Now this bit here, it's only 4 screws. Do you think they could use some longer ones to hold a little bit of plate on? No, they've got to have like 1.25 inch, 1.5 long screws to hold that on. Well, after a bit of faffing and cussing and going, we got the heater box fitted up in the roof. I forgot to put 1 cable through, so I had to go fishing through 2 bulkheads. But it's in, it's the main power supply that goes up to there. Oh dear. Yeah, so that's fitted in. We can now sort out, play with 2 light switches, 2 fan switches I've got. See if they can get those to work. And we'll see the wiper switch there. So let's go faff with some switches now. I knew I had a couple of switches. Got one here. It does what it says, but the other one, no, it's missing the guts out of it, which is a bit of a bugger. I'll do some research. I think I might know for something, but we'll pull this one apart. We'll put the tester on it, see what it's doing inside. Right, we've got it apart, and yeah, it just looks so it's dirty contacts inside. So let's hope for this switch. So we'll give these a bit of a clean up and see if we can get rid of the green and make a good contact between the terminals there. Up, off, on. We have a worky switchy. Lovely jubbly. Folks, it's another day. It's Tuesday morning. Really picked this one up. It's about 5:45 in the morning, so I'll get this one fired up. Quick walk round, check, and then get it back. Lovely tune that is. The annoying daft sound. Anyway, it's going up in the air. A couple of tiny cuts in one of the back tyres on the sidewall. Advise that. Might be worth getting them changed. Can't see any cords. So let's get it in the air and have a good look round. Excuse the green cover of me jack. Truck done. Give them the bad news about tyre he's doing. So we're back here. Fiddle around with this interior light, original lens. So I'm going to set 2 and give it a bit of a clean up. One interior light, looking a bit grubby. I'll get some power and just test it, see if it actually works. But it's going to need a good clean up, make it look like new. Right, power. Light works. Brilliant. Off. Bit of front grille, headlight plate sorted out, badge all fitted in, pair of headlights, looking very good. We have a front grille, the headlights and a badge all fitted in, looking like it's supposed to be. Shame the cab's not over there. Right. One new PTO cable, because the old one I inspected down there, all the plastic sheathing was all split. So we now got to make, where we've done it, this original handle fit on there, which I've done before. There's ways and means. So we get this one extracted off of here, get the plate, another locking nut on there to hold it, and make the handle fit on there. The plan worked. We have a handle fitted onto the new cable, and it works. So we can get that fed through that tube, and connect it up down there on that there lever. So we have the end here. We can get that one put in, the pin in. We've got two new cables to go over this side for the lift arm control. So that's the PTO cable there, all attached up, the pin and the split pin in, and it works a treat. We've now got two new cables here fed through. Put a bit of tape on that so we know which one is the outside one of the two down there. So we can get these sat in the bracket, find the pins to go in the holes down there. Bit awkward to get to because there's not a lot of room, even from underneath and down the top. But at least at the moment we haven't got the wheel in the way, which makes it a little bit easier. So let's get these sat in there, pins and split pins in that. Two cables are installed. There's the outer one doing what it should, and the inner one also moving. I say those little pins in there are an absolute faff to get in with fat hands, obviously. All bolted up. Right, moving on to a very special piece of equipment, heater matrix. One I had lying in stock. Also, this one didn't have one in there because it was just blower and air conditioning. So we'll give this a bit of a clean up, a bit of 180 grit, get it painted black. I'll put the airline through that to give it a clean out, and blown through the pipes because there was some crap in there and it come out at a rate of knots. So let's make this look a bit pretty. All cleaned up, all painted gloss black. Looks like brand new. That'll be ready to fit back in tomorrow with the bits I made a while ago that go around that lot. Finish the day off, we got the cover plate put over where the windscreen wiper is, and we got the top grille all bolted into place. Looking good. Well, that'll do for the day. It's been a lot of little fiddly jobs, but all takes time, all gets done. Please, that front grille's in. Got tyres ordered today as well. Going for some Michelins for this. 420/85 R38s. Hopefully they'll be here sometime next week. By which time, hopefully that'll be oiled up, running, ready to go back on its feet. Cab's taking shape. Yeah, if we can get the heater matrix and that put in the front, we can get the glass in. Just got to sort out cab mounts for it, which I might have a set up there. I don't know. If not, we'll get those sorted. So that'll do for today. On that note, thank you all for watching. Click the old like and subscribe. Drop me a comment. I'll get back to you. Hopefully, as always, I try and get back to everybody by whatever means. And yeah, if you want a pin badge, I've still got some left. Email in the description right at the bottom. Drop me an email with name and address, etc. I'll tell you how to pay for them, and I'll get them in the post to you. So till next time, thanks for watching. Catch you later.